Hey everyone, and welcome to PGN Live. It is February 26th, 2026. The month is almost over. We've got 2 more days to go. Tomorrow is a big day because we've got the 30th anniversary celebration. Pokemon Presents. We know that Pokemon Fire Red and Pokemon Leaf Green will be available on Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 tomorrow. We know that Resident Evil Requiem will be available on all platforms tomorrow. But what we have today is an early look at the reviews and that they are positive for all versions of Resident Evil Requiem. So I think that if you're going to get the game, regardless of the platform, you're going to be pretty happy.
Enjoy 24-hour access at most Planet Fitness clubs. $1 down.
The Nintendo Switch 2 version is getting a lot of attention though because Capcom themselves said how impressed and surprised they were that the Nintendo Switch 2 could put out that level of graphical fidelity detail. You've got Fallout 4 that just came out. And today we've got our Famitsu sales. So pretty cool stuff overall. Let me get the pop-out chat rolling to see who is in here this fine morning. Come on, pop-out chat. Here we go, here we go. And here we are. Kicking things off, we've got Drawson663 saying, Wayo! That's a good greeting. Hello there, Drawson. We've got Yvonne Francois saying, hi everyone, hi. Ash Gaming 17 sending that 1 PGN gifted membership. Big thank you to Ash kicking us off with a membership. Let's go. I'm going to update this total right now. So our total subscribers is at actually 8665. A whole 20 more people have subscribed from last stream to now. So that's pretty cool. And our total members at the moment, not including Ash, was at 451. So we'll call this 452 with Ash. Thank you so much, Ash, for gifting that membership. We are 48 away from 500 again. That's quite a nice hold, you know? Really, really good. Ash with the dollar. And we'll make that red like we're doing for the month of February. Cool, cool, cool. Who received Ash's $1 white belt gifted membership? Looks like Jimmy Rex Walker. Welcome, Jimmy Rex Walker, to the white belt tier. Thank you, Ash, for that awesome gift. Byzantium is here too. Happy PGN Live. Happy PGN Live indeed. Nintex 2 Dope. Aha! Caught you from the get-go this time. That's right. Not coming in, 20 minutes, 30 minutes in, but in that first minute. Welcome, Nintex 2 Dope. I'm glad you're here. Drawson. Good. I hope I said, wayo! Right. Michael S. Gutmann is here. Welcome. RE9 seems to be pretty much sold out and is a huge hit. Yeah. It being sold out retail-wise tells me this game is probably going to be really on top of every digital storefront throughout the weekend, I mean, as if it weren't anyways going to be number one. It's a big new release in a well-established franchise that's been around for, 28 years or something. It was going to be number one regardless. But now, if stores are actually in short supply of physical copies, yeah, it's gonna bump up that digital performance. Corey Boehm says, PGN, I heard you have inside news. Is Paul Gale of Darkness shadow dropping tomorrow? Ah, you know, with my name being in the title, I should have that information locked down, but I don't know. I think it's a safe bet, though. I think it's fairly realistic to think, yeah, Pokemon Coliseum or Pokemon XD Paul Gale Network of Darkness should come out tomorrow. It is Pokemon Day. Oh, we've got a Pokemon Presents. There's going to be a monetized release tomorrow in two different, kind of, right? $20 games with Pokemon Fire Red, Pokemon Leaf Green being the two. So giving out something for free, or that's, a part of the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack tier on the Nintendo Switch 2 side, like Coliseum or Paul Gale of Darkness, seems imaginable. Like, you don't want to give out everything for free all the time. People are paying a subscription, but the subscription rate is costing what it cost before, hasn't changed in years, hasn't budged, still has family plan, still is dividable by the same 8 people as always, right? So the value is only getting better and better. But yeah, I think I could shadow drop tomorrow. I hope so. Egomaniac is here. Hi PGN. Hello all. Paladin 8669. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Paladin. Sketches of Harmony. Hey, Paul and pals. Hey, Sketches. Roger Enyart 2066 is here, saying happy Thursday, Paul Gale Network and fam, and dropping that $2 super chat. Big thank you for the awesome greeting, Roger. And thank you so much for that generous contribution, Roger Enyart. Nice podcast, by the way. It was cool seeing you on live talking. That's fun. It's fun talking video games, isn't it? It's the best. Thank you for that $2 super chat. I appreciate it. Oh, I have to update the total also. Boom. There we go. It has been a bit since something was added to GameCube Online. Fire Emblem was added mid-January. Yeah? Before it hits mid-March, hopefully something is added, How many games are there total now? Is it like 8? It might be 8 games. If that's the case, it's 8 games in 8 months. They would need a 9th game to be added this month before the month is done to be 9 games in 9 calendar months. We'll see. Pokemon Snap VR mode, Shadow Drop. That would be pretty cool. Yeah. New Pokemon Snap, Nintendo Switch 2 edition, with improved graphics, bumped up resolution, frame rate, loading times, but also a VR mode. And maybe a VR mode added to the Nintendo Switch version as an update, but with the understanding that it is optimized for Nintendo Switch 2. Or if you feel like, you could make it happen on Nintendo Switch, but it's not going to be a really positive experience, instead of putting something kind of half-baked on it, it's a Nintendo Switch 2 only feature, right? I could see that. But that would be cool. Take advantage of that VR mode. Plenty powerful, plenty capable. Perhaps. Tiger Assist says, hey. Faith Berber, hi. Lao Boys 411, good day. Did anyone watch IGN FanFest 2 today? I did not. Was it good? Pokemon Day is live in Japan, Taiwan, China, and it happened in mainland areas event. Nice. Faith Berber saying, big fan, Paul. Love your energy. Thank you, Faith Berber. I appreciate it. Good to see you here. Paladin saying, unlikely, but it would be cool if they did switch to updates to the other Pokemon games on Switch. Yeah? Pokken Tournament already got, Pokemon Tournament DX on Nintendo Switch, improved over the Wii U version with arcade characters in there, more DLC and stuff. So getting that one on Nintendo Switch too, why not? Then again, maybe you save some of these longer than just like the first year. But then again, there are also a lot of Nintendo Switch games that you could make Nintendo Switch 2 versions of them, editions of them, all generation long, as long as you properly distribute them, right? But Pokemon Legends Arceus, could that benefit? Yeah, in the same way that Pokemon Legends ZA did. How about, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Pokemon Shining Pearl, Pokemon... Gosh, there's a lot of Pokemon games on Nintendo Switch. I'm missing one. And that's Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield. Yeah. Nintendo Switch 2 editions. Might as well bump them up a little bit, sell another several 100,000 more. Maybe a couple of them, a couple million more that you wouldn't have normally sold. Or at least updates. $10 a pop, $5 in some cases, perhaps. Make a few $1,000,000 more. We'll see. Persona 30th anniversary and Pokemon Day, Japan local time. The best indie showcase happen next week and will be interesting. I don't know, Loud Boys. I think the best indie event of the year is Indie Mania, which have been two of so far in 2024 and 2025. That's the best indie game event of the year. Nerdy Paul says, hello, all ready to celebrate Pokemon's big birthday? I'm 13 years ahead of it. Hey, if you're 43, that's okay. That's a good age. Mike Odyssey is in the chat. What Paul isn't telling you is that he is in the new Detective Pikachu movie with Ryan Reynolds, which will be announced tomorrow. That's right. I'm proud to confirm Mike Odyssey's statement. I am in the new Detective Pikachu movie with Ryan Reynolds. And we will officially be announcing it tomorrow, but no, that's not true. But that would be pretty cool. If you are in New York City or San Francisco, that Pokemon Day event is tomorrow. Cool. Pokemon Fan 34, hi there. Mouse hold mode says Sketches of Harmony. Let's see, what else? New Pokemon Snap, yeah. Let Go, need new Mario game and can't waiting. What to expect for Mario Day? What to expect for Mario Day? Since we didn't get a Nintendo General Direct, a General Nintendo Direct, I should say, in late February. Well, I mean, unless if it's tomorrow, which is not going to be tomorrow. I still think that one is possible by April 30th. Now that March 10th is approaching, maybe we get on Mario Day the release date for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. I think that's reasonable. Perhaps some kind of collaboration with Lego or something like that, again, or a clothing line. A final small teaser of the Super Mario Galaxy movie, but nothing too revealing, hopefully. And maybe something interesting or neat like Mario Kart home circuit, the Mario Kart actual race cars that you could control with your Nintendo Switch and set up racetracks and stuff. Maybe they'd make like a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, but with bigger, better, higher quality wheels that are designed for outside terrain with a farther signal, a little attachment that you put into your Nintendo Switch 2 that gives it an RF signal of, 300 feet or something like that. And that could be really cool. This is a Mario cart that you could get Mario or Luigi or Mario or Princess Peach or something and take to the park, play outside on the grass, on the dirt, and have more visual effects going on the screen. Like, that would be something pretty neat. A better, more improved version of Home Circuit. Maybe a little bit wishful thinking, but coming this summer, the first DLC for Mario Kart World, enjoy. Wishful thinking, I would say, is, following this spring's release of the Super Mario Galaxy movie and Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, here's a first look at our next mainline 3D Mario adventure. Enjoy. And then coming holiday 2026. Like, that would be the biggest, coolest announcement I think that you could make at this potential Mario Day mini direct of sorts, right? It's a lot of possibilities, but we'll see. Let's see. Hello, Paul. Did I miss the info on RE9? No, actually. I was going to go over to the Metacritic and use that as a little bit of a base. Not that Metacritic is the end-all be-all, but it does matter a lot to a lot of people because though they are not like the review site, they grab... Oops, that's not it. They do grab a lot of... Hold on. They grab a whole bunch of reviews out there. And a lot of people like to see, well, what's the average of all of these sites, So that's why people put a lot of care into Resident Evil Requiem. So we'll get into that in just a moment. So you didn't miss anything. No. Okay, let's see. The one thing I don't like about RE9 is the box art, though. On the PS5 and Switch, they should have went with the box art they showed for the digital purchases, with Leon in the back and Grace in the front. It's always possible, though. Yeah, that might be the case. I have to look at the box art again to refresh my memory of what were the different options that they look like. By the way, 27 watching and 18 likes. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. You could always print out your own slip, color printer, print it out, slide it on top of the old one, or take the old one and put it in the back of the shelf or fold it, so you could still have your own. Then again, also, I don't know about how you organize your boxes, but I organize mine this way, so I only see spines. I don't organize them this way, so I'm not always looking at the fronts, but yeah, I could see that. Will you be streaming the Pokemon event live with Nintendo Prime tomorrow? Oh, we didn't talk about that, so I don't know. Possibly. Sketches. I think I figured out why Pokopia is a game keycard. The 4-player game share gives everyone their own unique view in a big customizable world, so probably needs fast read speed. Good point. The game keycard making it essentially run off of the system itself makes it as fast as possible, and or a micro SD express card than a cartridge read speed. So you never know. It's possible. Resident Evil Requiem rating 9. Can't wait for tomorrow. I only see spines as well. Cool. So yeah, the PlayStation 5 version of Resident Evil Requiem has a 110 critic reviews of that particular SKU and has 88 as its score. The Xbox version has 10 reviews out there and has a 92. PC's got 17 reviews and it's at a 91. And the Nintendo Switch 2 version is at a 90 with 12 reviews. So we've got to get more Nintendo Switch 2 designated reviews, but it's all within that 88 to 92 range. That's the quality of the game. There is no bad version. There is no, oh my gosh, it doesn't look good on this console. It's buggy on this console. It's glitching, has a poor resolution, poor buffering, super long loading time, voice acting hiccups, uh, erroneous controls of some sort, like a convoluted mess, a nightmare port. Like, no, no, no. Or just it's a bad game on this one. It was made by a different development team, not the main folks. Absolutely not. It's just an excellent game. It's a great game. And usually Resident Evil games do hit pretty well. You know, it's quite a solid series. It's, you know, one of those franchises that, like a main Street Fighter, like a main Metroid, Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, you know, there aren't any bad Resident Evil games. The original one, good. 2, 3, Code Veronica. 0, remake of 1. 4, 5, 6, Revelations. Even going into light gun shooter ones like Umbrella Chronicles and stuff like that. Good, fun. 7, a departure for the series. Revelations 2, good. 8, later on adding in third person to make it a hybrid of what they were going for 7 with first person and tapping into the old school desire of third. And then 9 now with Requiem. Like, no, Resident Evil, it's a good franchise. It's definitely. It's not for everyone because it is rated M for mature. Some people don't deal well with blood, shooting, violence, strong language. It's also scary, so not everyone does well with horror, but you can't really take much away from it beyond it's not for me because it's too scary or too mature. Is it, fundamentally speaking, a good game? Yeah, good series. Capcom knocked it out of the park. Pity Resident Evil isn't my thing these days. I can't join in the excitement. See, that's like something that I was just talking about. Like, you acknowledge, oh no, this game looks pretty awesome, and man, it's delivering. Just too bad it's not my thing. Yeah, that's okay, you know. Switch 2 should be 100. I'll be right there when Pragmata releases, though. Yeah, Pragmata. That's gonna be another quality effort from Capcom, dude. They started off the Nintendo Switch 2 generation with Street Fighter 6. That came out swinging. And now Monster Hunter Stories 3 is this year. Pragmata, Resident Evil Requiem, along with 7 and 8. Probably eventually remakes of 2, 3, and 4, which, going to my comment earlier, are, you know, more reasons of success in the franchise. Yeah, good quality. We've got Mega Man coming in 2027. The only thing we don't know about, really, is Okami and the new Onimusha. I hope those two come to Nintendo Switch 2 as well. Because they're going to be really nice titles. Capcom they're the best third party, in my opinion. They're my favorite third party. Always has been. That Nintendo, Old Rare, and Capcom were my favorite. Rare stopped making hits after a while, so really it's like Nintendo and Capcom, my two top companies that I think have most consistently pumped out the most amount of high quality games and franchises over the last almost 40 years that I've been playing games. Let's see. Capcom and Sandfall have amazing projection. Capcom's giving Nintendo Switch 2 tons of support. Yeah. Steak 1024 is here. Hey, Paul and chat. Hey, Steak. J Biggs, Mr. NY for life. What's up, my Galeverse pals? Let's get some Resident Evil hype in the chat. Yeah. SNK still using AI software and make good game. I'm not interested in Pokopia, but fine with a game key card. Switch to exclusive. Coming out next week. 7 days. Yeah, next week. Wow. That's another big one. Like, Nintendo Switch 2 just this year. Like, it's only 2 months in, and you've got Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, Resident Evil Requiem, and Mario Tennis Fever. That's a lot. In 2 months? Come on. And then just shy of 2 months, 2 months and a week, basically 2 months, 10 days or something, Pokemon Pokopia. It's cooking. They Came isn't for me, but I'm happy the game is reviewing with for Switch 2. Okay, I read that the way it was written, but I think I understand what was the message. Got it. In the beginning of the year, Capcom has releasing RE9, Monster Hunter Stories 3, and Pragmata back-to-back month-wise. Yeah. Neon Falcon for me. Not even to Pokemon, but Pokopia might scratch a certain itch. I like DQ Builders a lot. That's cool. I'll let my RE hype take over after the Pokemon Presents tomorrow, picking up the Generations pack. Yeah, my Generations pack is coming tomorrow too. I hope so. I mean, it says shipping tomorrow, so I'm excited. J-Views. How's it going, Paul? Less than 12 hours till RE9 launches. Got my RE Pro Controller coming soon. Oh, man, that's cool. Yeah. I hope you like that RE9 Pro Controller. I didn't pre-order it, but I think especially if you don't have one, it's going to be pretty sweet. And even if you have one, it's going to be a pretty nice second controller to have. It's cool. Do you think Sony will make Wolverine DualSense controller? Yeah. LOL, thought it was Nick Cage in the thumbnail. Maybe it is Nick Cage. No, just kidding. Welcome, James Thomas. Not Nick Cage. Sometimes I've gotten Nick Cage before. I've gotten Chuck Norris before. Edward Norton. Tim Allen. Scott Bakula. Chris Evans. There's been a few people that, some more often than others, have been like, hey, you look like so-and-so. And sometimes I'm like, oh, that's a new one. Sometimes like, heard that one before. Thanks, I guess. Let's see. Joycey J saying, boo, YouTube. I didn't get a notification. Hi, Paul. Hi, y'all. Hi, Joycey. Welcome. Will Pokopia crash the server on Pokemon Day? I don't think so, because it's not coming out Pokemon Day. It's coming out 6 days after. Could it go and ramp up the pre-orders like crazy tomorrow? Maybe, but no, I don't think it's going to crash any servers tomorrow. It's my very first one. I love the third-party ones, but they don't have the headphone jacks. LOL. That alone made it worth it, and it is nice having a unique style too. That's cool. Yeah. If you don't have that Pro Controller 2 yet, dude, welcome to smooth gliding stick technology. You're going to love it. And you're not just getting a black controller. It's got like a little gunmetal gray tint of like sparkle throughout it. Very subtly. It's not like shiny, but a little speckle to the black. And then, of course, like that almost newspaper-like print with imagery from RE9 or RE Requiem on the front face. So, yeah, just enough to make it a little bit more than just the exact thing. You know, it's not super flashy, but it is different. It is pretty awesome. And at the end of the day, you are getting an awesome controller, so you're going to like it by default. J-Big's got the Resident Evil 7 Village Requiem triple pack. Yep, I got it too. Well, I pre-ordered the Generation pack. I was gonna get. I was fine. Like, here's the thing: for a lot of games, if it's gonna be an interesting generation because I don't see myself having a need to sell any games. Therefore, why not just go with the convenience of digital over game key card? But the game key card in certain cases will give me that tangible thing that is kind of cool to have, right? To occupy that shelf space. But there isn't anything better or more convenient than just having everything on the system at once, not getting off the couch, walking over, open up your case, taking a system out of the dock, or just from the dock itself, removing a game, sticking it in the sleeve, taking another game, putting that in the sleeve, closing it, sitting back down on the couch. First world problems, right? I'm not lazy. Like, I'll do that. That's fine. But arguably, factually, there isn't anything more easy or more convenient than turn off game, switch over, select that game, done. So like Street Fighter 6, I was like, nope, this is going to be digital for me, not game key card. I'm never going to sell it. Don't need to resell it. I love Street Fighter box art and stuff, but I just want to have Street Fighter 6 always on my system. So if I'm done playing some new Zelda game and I want to have a couple of matches, boom. Don't even have to pop in SF6. It's just there. Done playing some Donkey Kong Bonanza game or new 3D Mario game, want to have a couple of Street Fighter matches, boom, just play it, done. But throughout the generation, we'll see how I go with, if I have a game cartridge, chances are I'll do that. But if it's between game key card and digital, I might be going back and forth. We'll see. With Resident Evil, though, I got the game key card pack. Also because it was a special box, so that kind of motivated me to going that route. Sketches of Harmony says, apparently I look like Nick Cage, but more Christopher Walken as I get older. Okay. I can actually see all of those in you now that you just said that. That's kind of funny. That's funny. I wonder if you ran into like some digital AI thing. Take Tim Allen, Scott Bakula, Edward Norton, Nicolas Cage, Chuck Norris, and turn them into white Caucasian 42-year-old male, blending those features together and have him smile. Would you get me? Or something? Probably not, but it would be interesting. Like, what would be the blend of those things? I don't know. It's a silly thought. Big Man Bick saying, hey gamers. Paladin saying, Paul looks like that one NPC in Street Fighter 4. You're very right. Wait, Very true, very true. By the way, dang, we're at 43 likes now. Or sorry, not 43 likes. We're at 43 viewers, 26 likes. That's over half. That's pretty sweet. Pokemon Day gonna be big, yeah. Pokemon Day is tomorrow. Aaron Cedillo is here. Hi. Dragon Drive isn't selling. They should bundle it with Switch 2s. I mean, we don't know what it's not selling. We just don't know what it is selling. Could be selling low. I think that if Nintendo is forced to raise the price of the Nintendo Switch 2 this generation to $500 because of tariffs and such, and RAM prices going up, I think bundling every Nintendo Switch 2 with 3 months of NSO and Welcome Tour wouldn't be bad. Personally. We have 50 people watching, Pokemon Fan says. Nice. Paul, do you have Pokemon Rare Card? Yes, I do. Shame we can't trade. Yeah, I Byzantium, only in person. The next big physical I'm looking forward to is Indiana Jones. That's another big one. Very true. I'm surprised they were able to fit on a proper cartridge. I like that a lot. You might be getting Fire Red. Nice. For me, it's something you beat and then you're done. I'm fine with keycard, but if you play it forever, go digital. Good point. One of the main reasons I go with physical is because I only play a game once or twice, so I don't really care about the convenience. Yeah, good point. Tomorrow is Resident Evil Day, as far as I'm concerned. Yes. So I may as well just have something I can resell and in the collection. Also true. I'm going to be right back for a moment. I got to get water. I'm spitfiring talking. So give me one moment. I'll be back. Or I should say, yeah, I'll be back. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's see. Chair stream. That's a wide chair. Is it a wide chair? I don't know. It's a pretty comfy chair. Chair, do you think we finally get the Pokemon Coliseum or Gale of Darkness on NSO?
Absolutely.
You heard Chair. Chair, do you think Peach should get a buddy and another Puggy?
Yes, then they can both sit on me.
Wow. Today in gaming history, the Paul Gale chair stream, took place. That's right. I resell most big games. Too many games to replay them now. LOL. Yeah. Hi, Having Hope 5. Alrighty. This stream is going to be a little bit of a shorter stream, but I do want to go over video game sales, alright? Before we end the stream. This is the top 10 best-selling software list, physical only, from Japan for the last week, going from February 16th through February 22nd. Japan only, okay? In first place, Nintendo Switch 2's game, Mario Tennis Fever, which sold 14,577 copies. In second, the Nintendo Switch version of Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, moving 12,413 copies. In third, Mario Kart World on Nintendo Switch 2, which did 10,418 copies. In fourth, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined on Nintendo Switch 2, which did 10,304 copies. In fifth, Yakuza Kiwami 3 for PlayStation 5, that moved 7,204 copies. In sixth, Animal Crossing New Horizons on Nintendo Switch, which sold 6,675 copies. In seventh, Animal Crossing New Horizons Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, which did 5,099 copies. In eighth, the PlayStation 5 version of Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, which did 5,015 copies. In ninth, Minecraft on Nintendo Switch, which did 4,305 copies. And in 10th, Nintendo Switch Sports, which went up a whopping 74% from the previous week. Wow. Which did 4,192 copies. As with last week, we saw that the Nintendo versions of Dragon Quest VII sold more than the PlayStation 5 version, but the PlayStation 5 version of Yakuza sold more than the Nintendo Switch 2 version. And just like that, we've got Joycey J69 with a $5 super chat. Also, the number one spot of the stream. Why I put joystick? Joystick. Well, joystick could be synonymous with Joycey, showing that Joycey was just made to be a gamer, because you can't spell joystick without joy, and Joycey and joystick vice versa. So maybe that's why. Joycey J69, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Bringing us up to 8 today. What did you say? Had my mom watch me play Tears of the Kingdom last night, and hilarity ensued with all of her questions. I'll fill you in tomorrow. That's going to be a fun conversation. I'm going to guess you showed her something funny that you could do with creations, perhaps. How you can torture certain bad guys. What you could do with Koroks. That's sort of the realm of what I'm guessing, but I'm looking forward to hearing more. That's cool, though. That's kind of funny. Thank you, Joyce, again for the 5, and that sounds pretty cool, too. And also neat in general that you just got to play with your mom, you know? Some old school stuff. We don't get to do that every day, you know? So thank you. And just like that, we got some more green in the chat from Roger Enyart. Thank you so much. Right after Joycey was with her generous $5 super chat, we've got Roger Enyart with another generous contribution, gifting 10 members to the community. 10 memberships, I should say. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Joycey. Oh, wait. Roger already did 2 earlier, so that just brings you to 12 there. Thank you, Ash, as well. Thank everybody for being here. I appreciate it. Roger with the 10, though, this time. And which it went to Quantum Christ, Erudito, Graceful Requiem, Stanley the Dog, Pumpkin King, Louvier Maurice, Cruiser 05, Titanium Solid, Jose Rios, Miguel Lopez. That's 10. Oh, that also means we're at 462. Oh, hang on. What was I saying? 462. That much closer once again to 500, which is awesome to see. Great continuous support. Sketches of Harmony and Shamrock Steel dropping some nice emoji. Having Hope 5 with the Emio emoji. Woo! Roger, says Joycey. Nice one, guy, says Sketches of Harmony. I Byzantium dropping the GOAT. Joycey J, welcome. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. And also up here we've got some Logan emoji. I like it. Having Hope 5 is still playing Animal Crossing New Horizons even 6 years later. Yeah, it's a game that just lasts and lasts, isn't it? A roguelite deck builder. Okay, that's conversation going. Talking elsewhere. Boom, 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 boom. Shamrock Steel, I see your hello from earlier. Hello. Even though I already read your other comment, but greetings again. Oh, Balatro. Okay. J-Views, I see that. That's a talk. Roguelite deck builder. Got it. Pokemon Fan 34. You have 2 dogs, yeah. Art Inc. coming to Switch 2. That's cool. Good. Okay. I'll read one more comment, and then I'm going to get into the hardware sales. Have you seen you can get Mario Tennis Fever holographic stickers for 400 platinum points? No, I haven't seen that yet. They released quite a bit of cool physical goods on that, My Nintendo store. It's pretty nice. That Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity piece of art I have is from that shop. Actually, that Metroid Dread poster is also from the shop. Okay, let's see. Hardware. Top 10 best-selling of the week go to Nintendo Switch 2 in first place with 63,313 units. In second, Nintendo Switch with a whopping 28,426. Y'all realize that's just a little bit under half for this almost 9-year-old system. Wow. In third, PlayStation 5 with 10,343 copies. Sorry, units. Whatever. Units, to be more accurate. In fourth, we've got Xbox Series, which moved 1,188. And then you got PS4 in fifth, which did 37. So look at the Nintendo Switch 2 continuing to sell. It's in this like 57 to Nintendo 64,000 unit range weekly. I am excited to see these numbers go up next week thanks to Resident Evil Requiem. Then again, it's not just, because a new game came out. It's also, is there enough stock? Is there a stockpiling building up to release more with newer games, bigger games, that's allocating things throughout multiple regions worldwide, right? There's a lot to it. But Nintendo Switch 2 is doing very well. It's already at 709,000 this year. Wow. Nintendo Switch is already at 165,000 this year. Japan alone, for crying out loud. PlayStation 5, 110,000. You could argue it should be higher, but still selling. Xbox Series, 2 units shy of 5,000, and PlayStation 4 is in a similar position to the Nintendo 3DS on its last legs, where it was selling, a couple dozen a week every week. It's done 150 in the year. But yeah. You wished you got a calendar. It was already sold out. Oh, for one of the 2026 calendars. Yeah. Yeah, certain things sell out and they don't come back in stock. I'm looking forward to seeing how Pocopia affects the sales charts. Yeah. Dude. Oh, we got two big ones in back to back. You've got, no doubt, Resident Evil Requiem is going to do well. I'm very curious to see how well does it do between Nintendo Switch 2 and PlayStation 5 in Japan. Because you've got, unlike Yakuza, which is far more established on PlayStation than on Nintendo, Dragon Quest started on Nintendo, had a fair share of PlayStation, kind of came back and was running comparable. Resident Evil is kind of like that. You have Resident Evil on PlayStation and Sega Saturn, RE2 on Nintendo 64, and then RE3 on PlayStation, Code Veronica back to, Sega only Dreamcast. But then when it came to Nintendo GameCube, oh no, Resident Evil was Nintendo land with Resident Evil 4 9-month exclusive, Resident Evil 1 remake exclusive, Resident Evil 0 remake, or not remake, just new game exclusive, Code Veronica X ported over, ports of 2 and 3, Wii not getting Resident Evil 5 and 6, but getting, Umbrella Chronicles, I think 2 light gun shooters, 3DS, Resident Evil Revelations. Okay, move over to PlayStation and Xbox, for 5 and 6 entries, as well as 7 and 8. But 7, 8 had cloud versions on Nintendo Switch, regular. Wii had its port of RE4. Nintendo had Resident Evil Revelations ported to Wii U. Nintendo Switch had, everything then. Code Veronica X, 2, 3, old 4, 5, and 6 finally came over. So Resident Evil's very, very long and established with Nintendo also. So unlike Yakuza, this is like a Nintendo game, but also a PlayStation game. It's very even, more or less. So the fandom is there. Which one will sell more next week? The versions are comparable. It's going to be very exciting, very interesting. But then, Pocopia the next week. It's going to be a big deal. I hope that the stock is ready on the Nintendo Switch 2 inventory side, and that sucker just sells, and that the system has like a boom 120,000 a week. Game key cards don't sell out. Right. They certainly do. I like the Pikmin in a bottle thing you could buy with money, not points. Hopefully I can at least get the stickers. Yup, the RE chainsaw controller. Yup, that was a cool one. Wish the amiibo was day and date. Yeah, that's coming out a little bit later. 2 amiibo. Ah, and just like that, I was able to extend the stream a little bit longer. We fortunately did go everything, but the stream now has to end. And I said, because we are having so much fun. The stream is on fire. Great conversation. Got hyped for Pokemon. We've got 50 people watching, 32 likes. Went over hardware sales, went over software sales. We have a pinned comment in the chat for my Pokemon voice acting 151 Pokemon video that if y'all don't mind liking, commenting, and hyping up, I'd appreciate it. We're hyped for Resident Evil 9. We're hyped for Pokemon Day. Pokemon's 30th anniversary tomorrow. I've got to go. Possible that I have a second stream today. Maybe, maybe not. Tomorrow morning I should be back on. Tomorrow night for sure with Joyce CJ and Mike Odyssey in the Nintopics podcast. In tomorrow's morning stream, I'll be going live during or after the Pokemon Presents, so that's going to be exciting too. All right, everybody, have a good one. No, I did not watch the new Scrubs yet on Hulu, but I will check it out. JM Powers. RE9 comes out tomorrow. Sketches of Harmony, have a great day. Everyone, have a great day. Pokemon Fan 34, Paladin, the Retro Guy, Having Hope 5, Dank Meme Center X. Everybody, take it easy. See you all maybe later today, but for sure tomorrow morning. Roger Enyart, see you later too. Thank you, Roger Enyart, Joycey J, and Ash for bringing this stream up to 18. I'll tell you what, if we have a second stream today, I'm going to let this 18 roll right into it. That's kind of become my new thing. If I have a second stream in the day and the first stream wasn't like that Nintendo 64-minute length, I'll roll that 18 in because, hey, if we give out an eShop card, it was worth it, you know. But if not, tomorrow morning will be a new stream. But all right, see you all later.